The United States Supreme Court has once again sided with President Donald Trump's firm stance on immigration, approving the continuation of federal raids in Southern California. These operations are aimed at targeting individuals for deportation based on criteria that include race, ethnicity, or language. On Monday, the court granted a request from the Justice Department to suspend a lower court ruling that had temporarily blocked such practices. That ruling had previously prohibited federal agents from stopping or detaining individuals solely on the basis of reasonable suspicion tied to their appearance or speech patterns. Specifically, the lower court had barred reliance on racial identity, Spanish-speaking ability, or accented English as grounds for suspicion of unlawful status. The Supreme Court's decision allows immigration enforcement agents to resume these controversial tactics while the legal battle continues. For the Trump administration, this ruling represents another victory in its broader push to strengthen immigration enforcement across the country. It is part of a series of steps the administration has taken to expand the authority of federal agents and reduce the limitations imposed by previous court decisions or local protections. The administration argues that immigration officers must have the ability to act quickly and decisively in order to enforce the nation's immigration laws and protect national security. Opponents, however, see this ruling as a significant setback for civil liberties. Critics argue that permitting agents to rely on factors such as race or language in making stops or arrests opens the door to widespread racial profiling and discrimination. Civil rights organizations have expressed deep concern that Latino communities, in particular, will face heightened scrutiny and harassment simply because of the language they speak or the way they look. Advocacy groups warn that this decision could create a climate of fear among immigrant populations, discouraging individuals from reporting crimes, sending their children to school, or seeking health care, out of concern that they might be detained. Legal experts also highlight the broader implications of the decision. By granting the Justice Department's request to lift the lower court's restriction, the Supreme Court has effectively given the administration greater latitude to pursue aggressive enforcement measures without immediate judicial oversight. While the case will likely continue to move through the courts, the temporary ruling provides the government with a window of opportunity to expand raids and deportations. This is consistent with the Trump administration's repeated efforts to tighten border controls, restrict asylum access, and increase deportation numbers as part of its central immigration agenda. In Southern California, a region with one of the largest immigrant populations in the country, the ruling is expected to have significant and immediate effects. Federal immigration agents are now legally permitted to conduct operations that target individuals on the basis of characteristics closely tied to race or language, raising fears among community leaders and immigrant rights activists. Local officials in California, many of whom oppose Trump's immigration policies, may find themselves with limited power to protect residents against these federal actions. The debate over this ruling reflects the larger national divide over immigration. Supporters of Trump's approach argue that the United States must prioritize strict enforcement in order to maintain the rule of law and preserve resources for citizens. Critics counter that such policies undermine constitutional protections, foster discrimination, and erode trust between communities and government institutions. As the legal challenges continue, the Supreme Court's decision marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing battle over immigration enforcement, civil rights, and the limits of executive power in shaping national policy.